Hello, this is Brian, Stoic Calm, Stoic Calm 2020, the year of anger, and there has been a lot of it. By the way, this is I should restate myself. I apologize. This is Transparency and Merit, Stoic Calm 2020, the year of anger. There has been a lot of anger recently about a lot of things, and it almost seems like it is unhinged anger. And I'm just going to be honest here, and this is just my perception of things. I believe that the anger, the unhinged anger, is coming from the left, and then the right is responding to that. The left seems to have control of the establishment. Now, I've said this many times, but I really believe this to be true. And the conservatives had to walk on eggshells and be careful, because the left does control the establishment, and they can get you fired and economically blacklist you and even do violence towards you. Yesterday, and I don't know if it's still going on today, but two groups met. Actually, it might have been three groups, or maybe even more than that. But the three main groups was Antifa, BLM were on one side, and then the Proud Boys were on the other. And I'd like to ask, who is on the side of the Constitution? Who is on the side, or who is the one initiating force? And it has angered me that people on the left, and some of these people are well known and are blue checkmarked, seem to downplay the violence of the left. And it has made me angry. And I want to be able to manage my anger better. And I guess the best thing to do with somebody like that is to not engage them, because anyone who downplays the left's violence is not a rational person, in my opinion. And they don't see reality. And there are exceptions to that rule, by the way. Some individuals I will talk to, but most of these people who downplay the violence and upplay the violence of the right. It seems like the leftist establishment is much more worried about the right's potential violence than the left's actual violence. And it does upset me. And it doesn't feel like we are in a rational country anymore. And it seems like the whole of the West is being taken over by irrational, unhinged people. And I don't I don't know how to, like, I don't know, like, I don't know any other proper way to respond other than to avoid and try to find allies who are rational thinking human beings who don't, who respect people's personal space and respect people's opinions enough not to act out violently if they disagree. But that does not seem to be the case. The reason that the right is violent, particularly in Portland, is a response to the left's violence. Now, if I'm wrong, please let me know. But what I observed in Portland, for the most part, there were a few things that they did that I believed were incorrect, but for the most part, the conservatives the Proud Boys were responding to the left's violence, to the left's initiation of force. And I saw on one of my city Facebook pages that a person was trying to say that, white supremacy or whatnot. And I'm not going to get into the whole detail of the Proud Boys. I'm just here to examine the facts as best I can and try not to be, or like, working through my anger, because the gaslighting that I see and the downplaying and the lack of reality that I see has upset me. I've never seen anything like this. And I hope that Americans are not fooled by this kind of thing. And look, if I'm missing anything, you let me know, but I'm seeing a lot of misinformation by the establishment. And look, the establishment at times will misinform, but I've never seen it like this. This is the first time where I've ever seen anything this blatant and where I've seen this many people brainwashed. I've talked to a few people who are Black Lives Matter supporters, and I didn't know if they were or they were not. But some of the stuff they said sounded very unhinged, like they thought that the whole system should be burned to the ground. You think that, if you believe that, that person who believes that is unhinged and not normal. That shouldn't be a rational and normal thought. And even if you think it, I don't know if people are able to think another time and say, wait a minute, violence, unprovoked violence is wrong. Even if something bad happened, I mean, they're making an analogy of burning a store. What did the store have to do with the death of George Floyd? And people put black owned, or they support BLM in the hopes that their store doesn't get robbed. What if they don't support BLM? What if they're not black owned? Do they still do they not deserve to be robbed if they're white or Asian or whomever? It feels like all of a sudden we have lost respect for the rule of law and the rule of peaceful debate. Some people's opinions we need to get violent with. That's what I'm gathering from, and it does make me angry. The acts of violence The unprovoked acts of violence have made me upset and angry. I know that that is not the norm. And I've been told, you need to get offline because when you see things online, you're going to see the most dramatic interpretations of people. So, yeah, I just, I've been very upset and I've been angry, but I'm trying to work through that. And it's been rather hard for me because it's some of the things that I've seen really set me off, and some of the unhinged, crazy people, and not them so much, but the people in leadership that I thought knew better, and that's just not the case, and that does make me sad. So for me, if anyone has any suggestions, but for me, the best thing to do is to avoid them and to be as disciplined as you can, because one of the things about me going on my fast is, the not needing of food as much, the not needing of a lot of these luxuries, because the less you need in your life, the less anyone can control you and take it away from you. And a lot of people are afraid, and they are afraid of losing their livelihoods and having their particularly if there are people who work, like who work in a job and are supporting their families, because that's kind of what they've done. And it does kind of sadden, like I said, it saddens me, and I'm beginning to repeat myself. And it was just a short little rant. Anyway, you know what? A lot of people don't leave comments below, and I understand that. There's plenty of places on here. So if you do listen, I do thank you, and I hope you get something out of it, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your day or night, depending on when you listen. Thank you.